everybody, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me. I am Venus, and today I have a really nice stretch and flex sequence for you. Ling Ling and Princessa both are joining us today. We're going to start off sitting in easy pose, just crossing your legs together, sitting up, getting some length through the spine, and hands on the knees. Boy, they're really joining us today. Anyways, let's start off by breathing in and out through the nose, really deep. And exhale. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears, relaxing. Now bring your arms up overhead, slowly. Inhale as you bring your arms up. Let's go ahead and fold our hands together and then flip them over, feeling a nice stretch through the whole arm there. And then as you bring your hands back down beside you, you'll exhale. So you'll inhale coming up and exhale going down. Exhale. Inhale. Only make your movement as fast as your breath. Cross the fingers and then turn them around. We'll do that one more time. One more time, up. And cross your fingers, flip them over, and then gently come back down as you exhale. Let's go ahead and turn on to our back here, lie down on our back. And melting the body into the mat. We're going to take our butterfly pose here, Supta Baddha Konasana, but reclined. So bring your soles of your feet together, bring your heels up as far as you can, relaxing at the shoulders. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. Take this time as you're breathing to really focus on your breath, keeping the mind clear. Just spending this time on yourself and your body with your breath. One more breath. Bring your knees up and then grab a hold of them with your hands, pulling them into your chest. We're going to rock side to side on the hips. And then grab underneath your thighs or turn into your fetal position and roll on up. Scooting back and then bringing your legs, placing one shin in front of the other one. Sitting up really tall through your spine. You're going to raise your hands up overhead. Wiggle the fingertips as you slowly fold on down. And then slide the hands, walk the hands out further. Your elbows come to the ground and you're going to bring your head down. And breathe. Breathe clear down to the bottom of your stomach. And then come bring your elbows off the mat. And you're gonna walk over with your hands to the right side as far as you can. Feel that nice stretch on your side of your hip area there. Tuck the chin. And then gently walk up and walk your hands over to the opposite side. And breathe. And then gently walk the hands back up. You guys are doing great. And then we're going to lean back, pressing the shoulder blades together. Navel to spine. Feel a nice stretch through the top part of the shoulders, the front of the shoulders. Take one more breath and then we'll switch sides of the legs. Bringing that other shin in front. Again, sitting up tall through the spine, lengthen through your spine. Hands come up overhead. Again, you're going to wiggle the fingertips down. Every day in yoga, your body does something different. Very important to listen to your body. Come up and then walk your fingertips over to the opposite edge of the mat. When my left shin is in front, I always walk over towards the left first. And when the right shin, of course, is in front, I start at the right. And then come back to center. We're going to come up to tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders. Elbow creases shining towards the wall. Knees under the hips and a neutral back. Pull your navel to your spine. Now from your tabletop pose, you're going to come up on your knees. I'll turn so you can see here. And we're going to come into our gate pose. So you're going to we'll start with the right leg. We'll bring the right leg out to the side, foot parallel with the mat, navel to spine. We are going to stretch one arm up. You can place the other hand on your knee and it just kind of slides down your leg. Pressing back, opening up through the chest. Breathing, smiling. And then let's come up, always breathing through your move. We're going to come all the way down. Readjust the back if you need to a little bit, the back foot. Now from here, you're going to lift that leg up as high as you can get it. You want to really press into the heel and bring it down. You need to restudy yourself and then bring it up and down. Let's do this 3 more times. Up and down and up and down. Once more. Up and down. Come back up. You're going to bring your hands behind you. Interlace the fingertips, pressing back through the shoulder blades, looking up to the ceiling if your neck permits, navel to spine, and then come back. We'll do that same thing on the other side. Left leg comes out to the side, foot parallel with the mat. Breathe, and then bring your hands up overhead, keeping that hip lined up, navel to spine, opening up through the chest. Breathing, just stretch as far as you can. And then go and bring your hand down. So the arm comes up overhead. A little bit of balancing here, but bring your arm up overhead. And then again, we're gonna push into that heel, lifting that leg up and back down. You need time to get yourself situated, balance, take that time, no rush. Do this 4 more times. 1, really push into that heel. 2, 3. Inhale as you bring your leg down. Exhale up. Inhale, exhale. And gently come on back up. And then take your hands the opposite way, the more harder way, turn and release them. And then go ahead and lean back. Line up with the nose as high as you can. And back up. Let's bring our hands down, back into our tabletop. From here, we're gonna bring our leg back, pressing through the heel. Feel a nice stretch on your calf. And back. And on the opposite side, pressing back through the heel. And breathe. This time you'll bring your one hand up and one leg up. So you're I'm gonna start with my left hand, lifting that left leg up. And back down. And if you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, rest over to your right hand and then take your left hand and grab your right foot and pulling it up, using your foot, pressing your foot into your hand, doing a twist there or tiger pose. And breathe. Gently bring the leg back down. And we'll come on that opposite side. So you'll bring your right hand out and your left leg up, bending into that knee, raising that knee up as high as you can get it. Breathing. Very good. Bring it back down. Down to tabletop. You're going to bend through your left knee and then take your right hand to grab onto that left foot before rising up into your tiger pose. Pressing your foot into your hand and breathing. And then gently come on back down. Back into that tabletop. From here, I want you to curl the toes under and we'll come into a downward facing dog. Pressing back through your chest. Pedal out the legs. You can't press your heels down into the mat, don't worry. Just do what your body's letting you do. Take 3 more breaths here. And pedal the legs out. Rock your hips side to side, whatever's most comfortable for you, whatever is intuitive. Now from here, you're going to bring your right leg up overhead and then bring it through between the hands, coming down into your low lunge. Bring the arms up overhead. You can have your palms together, or I like to kind of turn my pinkies towards the center, keeping your knee over your ankle. Breathe. And then bring your hands down, placing your weight on your left hand, the fingertips, so you're not putting any pressure on the wrist. You're going to take that back hand, your right hand, and bring it up into a twist. And then swing it on back down. And let's walk our hands back into our half split here. Breathing. If you'd like to come all the way down and rest your glutes on your heel, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can stay up. And breathe, really press into the heels. You can feel a nice stretch on the underneath part of your leg. Now from here, take your foot, your heel, slide it forward. We're going to come into a full split, if you can do it. If not, that's okay too. You can stay, you're welcome to stay in your half split. If you want to try this, sometimes this helps to bring you down a little bit further. You can bring the hands beside you like railroad tracks. Tucking the chin. And slowly rise back up, bringing the foot back and coming into the tabletop before we do this from the opposite side. Take a minute to breathe here. You're going to stretch up into another downward facing dog. We'll do that same thing on the opposite side. Press back into the chest, pedal the legs out, and then let's bring the opposite, the left leg up as high as you can get it. Gently bring it on through, framing your foot with your hands, coming down into your low lunge or your crescent lunge. You can choose to bring your leg back a little more if you'd like, or you can keep up higher on the knee. Just make sure your knee is even above the ankle, and then come up into that low lunge or your crescent lunge, either way. Breathing, turn the pinkies in, navel to spine, dropping the ears away from the shoulders. Breathe. Take a couple more breaths here. And then again, circle the hands down, the arms down. And then bring the front foot, slide it forward a little bit so you're in your half split here. Or you can come all the way down, resting your booty on your heels. I like to stay up here. Breathing. And then from here, I want you to gently slide down into a full split if you can, otherwise you're welcome to stay here. You're gonna slowly slide your leg back, keeping your hips parallel with the mat. And then gently slide the front leg forward. If you have to keep a nice bend in the knee, do that. Not as easy as it looks. If you need a prop at any time, a block, a strap, feel free to use props too at any time. Ever so gently. Breathing. And then gently slide the heel back up. And then roll on back again and have a seat on your booty. From your tabletop, you're going to come into another downward facing dog. Really pressing back through the chest. Stretching out the legs, maybe seeing if you can reach your heels to the mat this time. Just feel the effects of your body from the different yoga sequences. Lean. Now go ahead and walk your feet to the top. Whether you walk or hop is completely up to you. We're coming into our forward fold. Get a little bit more stretch at the top of the thighs, but on the rest of the legs too. Just hanging out here. You can grab on to either side of your arms or elbows. Maybe sway the body back and forth, side to side. Hang the head loose, shoulders drop down. Relaxing. Slowly come up. Breathing. All the way up. You're going to inhale as you bring your arms up overhead. Exhale as you're bringing your arms down into your mountain pose. One more time. Inhale as your arms come up. Exhale. Hands in front of your heart. Breathing. Stay with your breath. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now let's open up here to the side. Feet should be at a 45-degree angle. Bring your arms up overhead into your goddess pose. You can bring your arms down into that T shape where you're really pressing back, rounding your shoulders down, pressing back. Keeping the elbows level. Breathe. And then you're going to take a forward fold all the way down. If you need to walk your feet out a little bit more, you can. Like I said, it's wherever is comfortable for you. And then slowly come down on the elbows. And then you can continue to walk your elbows back and your arms back. Feel a nice stretch through the bottom of the back, through the inner thigh, the groin area. Gently lift the head back up. We're going to walk our fingers over to the left foot, maybe holding on to the ankle and bringing the other hand underneath, like if to thread it through. Only if your balance allows you to do this. Got some stretch and flexibility things going on here along with balance. Same thing, opposite side, walk over to the other side and grab your ankle. And then if your body permits you to, your balance, thread it through. Drop the head down. And then come on back up. And grab onto your hips. And then slowly heel toe your feet back in. Very good. Now go ahead and turn to the side. We're going to come into our warrior one. So the front foot is facing forward. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Bring the arms up overhead. Shoulders drop away from the ear. Breathing. Come down a little bit further, keeping that tailbone tucked under, keeping that pressure off of your lower back. We don't want any kind of pain or strain of any kind on the back. Open up into warrior two. Foot comes parallel with the back of the mat. Bend into that front knee a little more. Toes pressing forward, palms facing down. Back foot parallel with the mat. Breathing. And let's do a reverse warrior. Pressing the arms up overhead. Opening up through the chest. Again, smiling. No pressure here, just do your best. And then straighten out the front leg, come into our triangle. Bringing that hand in front of the foot. Stacking shoulder over shoulder, hips over hips. And breathe. And then let's take that twist the opposite direction. Again, hand up overhead. Always remembering to breathe in and out of your moves. Let's bring that arm around and come back into the downward facing dog. And we'll do that same sequence on the opposite side. Again, walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Take your forward fold. Keeping the head loose. You can either have your palms facing up on the mat or again holding on to the elbows. Maybe say swaying side to side. Gently come on up into your mountain pose. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Bring your arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale as your arms come in front of you, your hands into heart space. Up. Inhale. Down. Navel to spine. Up one more time. We'll swoop our hands around and down into a downward facing dog and then back into our warrior one. From here, kick your other leg up and bring it between the hands to frame. Back foot at a 45-degree angle. Come all the way up, not leading with the hands. Dropping your knee down. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing through the jaw. Breathing. And then opening up into warrior two. Foot points towards the top of the mat. Back foot parallel, palms facing down, dropping down into the knee a little bit more before coming into your reverse. Opening up through the chest. Rolling that tailbone under. And then straightening that front leg as you come down into your triangle pose. Hand comes in front of the foot. Arm comes up overhead on the opposite shoulder. Opening up through the chest before bringing your hand down and taking a twist the opposite direction. Hands up overhead. Adjust your hair if you need to. Breathe and smile. Come on back down. Let's come back into our downward facing dog. Pressing back through the chest. Drop the head, tuck the chin a little bit. Let's come down into our heart opening chest or puppy dog pose. You're gonna bring your hands down in front of you. Tipping the chin. And then slowly keeping your knees over your hips. Walk your hands in front of you. Dropping down the head, resting the head on the mat. Come back to the sound of your breath. And then gently walk your knees forward. And then come up onto bring your glutes to your heels of your feet, sitting on the toes to give the bottom of your feet a little bit of a stretch. Navel to spine, really keep the tummy tucked in as much as you can. And then come all the way down. We're going to come into a forward fold here. You're going to bring one leg in, placing the bottom of the foot by the groin area. And then slowly walk your hands over in front of that knee. And then tip the head down. Feeling a nice stretch through the thigh area there, the groin area. Rounding through the shoulder blades. And then gently walk the hand back up. And we're going to bend on over towards the left. Really stretching through the hips. Pushing back through the hips. And slowly walk your hands back up. We'll do that same thing on the opposite side. I started on my right. I'm going to bring my left foot in, placing the foot by the groin area. And then stretch my hands out in front over my knee. You're really bringing that navel to spine. Sometimes that helps you come even lower in the move. As you're doing this though, don't let your hip roll up. Keep your hip on the floor, your sit bone on the floor. So you can feel that nice stretch in your hip area on that opposite side. Makes a difference. Then gently walk your hands back up, and we'll come over on the opposite side and fold on down. Again, keeping both sit bones on the ground, navel to spine to help you bend further in your move, breathing. And then gently come on back up. Bring your leg back out into your split pose. If you'd like to try this now, if you're not able to, that's fine. You can stay seated in your split pose and just take a forward fold. Or what we're going to try to do here is a lot of balance and strength. If I can even do it, we'll see. Is you're going to place your hands down on the mat and just rock back and forth a couple times. Lift the fingers up, down, so you're situated. And then slowly come up, lifting up through the heels into your floating split. Whew, almost didn't make that one, but it's pretty difficult. And legs together, and we're gonna lie down on the mat. We'll have a few relaxing twists for the hips here. Bring your knee up, pull your knee into your chest a couple of times, keeping that hip loosened up, and then bring it over, stacking the hips, melting both shoulders into the mat. Don't bring them up off the mat. And breathe. Let gravity help place you in the pose even further in your breath. The breath keeps you so much more relaxed through your move. And then come back up, bringing your knee to your ankle, pushing your leg up into your reclined pigeon pose. Thread your arm through, pushing away with your elbow, pushing that knee away from you. And then on that opposite side, bring your leg up, pressing your heel, pressing through the heel. And then bring your foot down. We'll take a bridge pose here. So bring your knees up about hip width distance apart. Let's go ahead and bring our toes together, our big toes together. Gently curl the tailbone under. Palms are facing up because you're keeping the top of the body really relaxed. Navel to spine. You need to go up a little higher. Feel a nice stretch through the quadriceps, thigh area. And then gently work your way back down. And we'll do that same thing on the opposite side. So bring whichever leg you had down before, bring it up. Bring the knee to your chest. Pull it in a few times with your hands. And then twist on over. stacking the hips. So readjust anytime if your body needs to adjust, readjust anytime. Keeping both shoulder blades on the mat, navel to spine. Really bring that navel to spine in to help get through the pose even further. Breathing. If at all your breath doesn't sound right to you, it means you've probably gone a little far in the move, and to bring it back a little bit. On a nice even breath, use your Huaji breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth, or you could do both, in through your nose and out through your nose. Now let's bring that knee back over, using your opposite knee to bring up the ankle and the foot. And then go ahead and thread your hand through for your reclined pigeon. Pressing through that heel. Pressing through that heel, relaxing. And then bringing the foot back down. We'll take one more bridge pose. Big toes together, heels as close to the glutes as you can get them. Gently curling the tailbone under. If you feel like your thighs are coming out, bring them back in. It's very important to keep the thighs in. Breathing. Navel to spine, relax at the shoulders, relax the neck and the head. And then gently, inch by inch, vertebra by vertebra, come back down. And Ling Ling has kisses for me today. We'll bring our legs down, straight out in front of us. Bring your hands up overhead. Maybe rotate through the wrists. Wiggle the fingertips. You can bring them back down into that Texas T or up overhead. I'm going to have them in the Texas T today because it feels like I'm getting a nice stretch through the top of my shoulders, front of my shoulders. If you feel like your back isn't flat into the mat, then go ahead and bring your knees up. Curl the tailbone under and gently melt down into the mat again. And if you have a problem with just lying there in your Savasana, what you can do is bring your feet to each side of your mat, like parallel with the mat, or about to the sides of your body. And then turn your knees in towards one another. If this is more comfortable, if this helps you get closer to the mat with the bottom of your back, then please do it that way. Breathing. Take this time to cool down. Great job today, everybody. Some flexing, some stretching, some balancing. Awesome job. You want to windshield wipe your legs out here, you can do that too by rocking the knees side to side. Breathe in really deep. Exhale really deep. And then go ahead and grab onto your knees and roll on up or behind your knees. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me. I am so glad to see you on the mat, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I appreciate it. Feel free to like or even comment or make suggestions. Let's go ahead and close with a chant of Om today. Let's bring our hands together in prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Inhale really deep. Thumbs up to the third eye, elbows together as you exhale or chant Om. Have a beautiful day, everybody.